Here. There's so many good things that have happened. We have some good appointments going on. I think we've restored our confidence in the election process. I mean, unless you listen to these kooks on the other side that are now just making stuff up, we had enough Republicans there, and they had enough Democrats there with attorneys to be able to stop any cheating either way. It's not the best system, but at least we have confidence in the system. I think that is fantastic. We also learned how to play the game a little better. You know, we sucked at getting the vote out. Not anymore. Moms for Liberty is one of those organizations that really worked miracles. Tina Descovich is with us now. She's the co-founder of Moms for Liberty. Hi, Tina.
Good morning, Glenn.
How are you?
I'm fabulous. How are you?
I'm really good. You've been spending some time down in Mar-a-Lago.
Yes, yeah. I'll be there again this week.
Yeah. And how is the president?
You know, he's fabulous.
Yeah, I know. So let's talk a little bit about the election wins that you guys helped come true.
Yeah, it's really remarkable. You know, Moms for Liberty, most of us just moms haven't really been involved in politics before or elections. And so we took a big risk this year, I would say, and invested $3 million in Arizona, Georgia, North Carolina, Wisconsin. And we put the money behind our moms and to see what they could do. We targeted 200,000 moms in each state that aren't really voting. They voted maybe once, maybe not at all in the last 4 years. And we spent 6 months courting them, sending them videos and information on the Title IX rewrite, on things going on in their local school districts that would enrage any parent that's paying attention. And then for, the last 2 months before the election, we worked to turn them out. And the results so far are remarkable. It's almost shocking. For example, in Georgia, they broke records, I think, with 73% voter turnout overall. And our early vote turnout alone of those 200,000 moms was 75%. So we don't even have a day of election results yet. So we know we activated brand new voters across all 4 states. It's remarkable.
So you invested $3 million in your Get Out the Vote effort just in Arizona, Georgia, North Carolina, and Wisconsin. Which state do you think you had the bigger impact in, or were you worried most about?
I think we had the biggest impact in probably 2 states. I would say Georgia and North Carolina, Arizona being very close in third place. Wisconsin, it's still hard to gauge. There wasn't as long of an early voting period and a mail voting period. And so we still beat the state average before Election Day even started with our early voting, but it was down by 40. I think 46% we had of our non-voters. Plus, their voter records in Wisconsin are terrible. We know people that left the state 3 years ago that were still registered there actively to vote, well registered in other states, and so it's a little harder to track in Wisconsin.
So, tell me your feeling on Trump actually getting rid of the Department of Education.
We're pretty excited around here. Moms for Liberty was founded to get education back front and center in the conversation, both locally and nationally. Year after year, we were watching presidential debates where education wasn't even discussed. And, it's been in decline since the Department of Education was created. 2/3 of American kids can't read on grade level, lowest math and reading scores in the history of the United States. And so the only solution is to dismantle the Department of Education. If you're watching on X and other places, the president is putting out his videos directly speaking to the American people, saying it's time to dismantle it and put education. I do want to say, Glenn, though, I was even at church on Sunday, and people were pulling, he can't really dismantle the Department of Education. What will kids do? What about education? I'm like, no, you don't understand. It belongs with the states. It belongs locally. It belongs with the parents. And so I think we have to educate America on what this really means. It is a good thing for our country and our kids.
So let me give you something from the Washington Post in 1978. Okay, a Department of Education was the op-ed. with a question mark. It didn't exactly come as an earth-shaking surprise that President Carter last Friday asked Congress to create a Department of Education. The creation of such a department, separate from HEW, H-E-W, was explicit Carter campaign pledge, blah, blah, blah. It goes into all of this stuff, and it said, let's go back for a moment to the argument about zooming into the stratosphere budget. After all, the same argument can be made about the various armed services that were gathered into the Defense Department. They also talk about the Labor Department, the Commerce Department. We don't cite the Labor and Commerce Departments casually, to the extent that they are basically one constituency organizations of government. They provide another cautionary note. One of the principal risks of creating a creature of its clientele. The clientele would not necessarily be the school children and their parents affected by the federal government's education programs. Much more probably would be the National Education Association, the organizations of teachers and school administrators who already exert a great deal of influence on education policy in Washington. In a way, this would be giving them their own department. So here's the Washington Post in 1978 saying this is going to create a problem with the labor unions. They're going to take over, and this is only to benefit them, not the kids. Now the Washington Post would say the opposite, but what they predicted back then came true.
100%. Just look at the photographs of Randy Weingarten and other teachers union leaders at the White House all the time, hugging the neck of Jill Biden and Joe Biden. They are fierce allies. 99% of the funds that they donate to candidates go to Democrats coming out of the NEA. You can track all of that. It's really disgusting. It is a department of the teachers union, and it's not acceptable. I mean, like I said, kids can't read, kids can't do math, and it's time to dismantle it and return it where it needs to go.
So you've decided, as Moms for Liberty, to launch your own book series and try to get these into the schools. Your first one launches this week, and it's Libby Justice Goes to Williamsburg. Tell me about it.
Oh, we are so excited. So Tiffany, my co-founder, her last name is Justice. And so Liberty Justice is the perfect name for our main character. Her brother is Lincoln. We named him after my first grandson. His name is Lincoln. And these two go on adventures. And Glenn, we need quality literature so bad for our children. And the first one they go to is Williamsburg, Virginia. And she learns how to public speak from Patrick Henry and Gowan Pamphlet. And if you don't know who he is, you need to buy our book because he's a historical figure right there in Virginia also. We are very excited. We're hoping this will be a series of many books, and Libby and Link travel around with their family to other historical sites and learn about the patriots and the founders of our country and have respect for them as the heroes that they are.
I mean, in that, I'm calling them the Trump fireside chats, where he's explaining everything that he is going to do. He talks about this, that we have to bring under control our education system so we learn about our founding again. We learn about the principles of who we were, not just all this DEI crap. That's got to go. I think we are entering a new golden age of America. If we remain calm and well thought out and well prepared for what the left is going to do.
And we stay focused on the things that are important. Don't get, as my mom would say, too big for our britches.
Yes, yes.
It's important that we stay focused on God and our country and on our families, and don't let power or success or control of all three branches of government go to our head. I'm optimistically cautious, but I think it's important that we put the important things first.
Tina, thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you, Glenn.
You bet. Moms for Liberty co-founder.